Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me here on the WITN First Alert Desk at 8 a.m. I'm Gigi Barnett. Hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday morning. I know it's really cold out there, so if you haven't gone outside yet, if you're still on a little bit of a delay for work or school, it's pretty frigid out there. So you want to layer up. You want to have all of your necessary, your gloves, your hat, your scarf, everything you need to go. And it sounds like you're going to need those for the next couple of days as well. We'll just be stuck in these freezing temperatures for a while. Jim's going to talk about the extended cold snap that we're seeing here in Eastern Carolina, as well as a potential for another storm this weekend. This one could be including some snow in it. Jim's going to talk about all of the potentials there, what we're looking at currently. But before we dive into the rest of the forecast, we do have a story off of the coast in Carteret County. A bird not commonly seen in this area, one that actually is more seen in Canada, Greenland, Iceland. A subarctic bird was found on the coast with a shark bite and some possible nerve damage. And some vets and other staff at one of the local animal hospitals on the coast were helping to rehabilitate this animal, this bird, and hopefully nurse it back to health and make sure that it can go back to its original home. So we're going to take a look.
No, it's not a penguin or a puffin. This little guy is a razorbill.
These are some of my favorite birds on the planet.
Razorbills are subarctic birds from the North Atlantic, home to Greenland, Iceland, Canada, and seen in the Northeast. Typically found way off our shores during the winter when migrating.
They're a fun visitor, but a rare one.
So how did this Arctic bird end up here?
We got a phone call from a citizen on the beach. They found a little small bird. They said it was a baby bird, and they thought that it was injured, and it was.
Courtney Cole is the Wildlife Rehab Director, the Outer Banks Wildlife Shelter, a nonprofit that helps and rehabilitates injured animals. After picking up the bird and bringing him back, they took a look at his leg and found
He had a shark bite, which is not uncommon for our seabirds.
And staff quickly made the bird feel at home, packing his enclosure with ice, a fan to create that Arctic breeze, and mimicking their natural habitat, with plans on building a new enclosure for injured seabirds.
Pelicans, gannets, loons, the razorbill that you just saw, they'll be able to have a 10-by-3 pool that they can dive in.
The razorbill, for the time being, has a small pool, with space to dive for fish, since they don't like being hand-fed, but being away from its habitat can create a challenge for treatment.
So a lot of times they get depressed, they stop eating. So just trying to get him to keep that weight on, because the worse off his body is condition-wise, the slower he's going to heal.
The shelter says they're hoping to get the little guy back in the wild soon.
Well, I'm glad that they were able to find him and, help him out there. It's crazy to see just how it came all the way down to the North Carolina coast. I know that they tend to migrate over here, but especially on the coastline, and I'm glad that people were out there to help him out.
Yeah, when I first saw Razorbill, I was like, oh,
yeah.
You hear many stories
Right,
about them.
right.
But we do have great resources both on the Outer
Yes.
Banks and the Crystal Coast to help the waterfowl and different sea life, the turtles as well. Went through the aquarium on the Outer Banks in Manio, and you can firsthand look at what they're doing, rehabbing some of the turtles out
Very
there.
Cool.
A lot of great folks doing a lot of great work.
Yeah.
All right, a lot of meteorologists working real hard on another tricky weekend forecast. Outside of the weekend weather, the story is the bitter cold that's going to be hanging around. Let's get right into the weather graphics. We'll switch over to that source right there. Yep.
There
Greenville at 21 on the thermometer right now. And again, the winds, not a lot, but there's enough to occasionally dip the wind chill to that kind of number. Feels like 13. New Bern, air temp 20. Blue skies, frigid air temps. 20 in Washington. Again, the wind comes up a little, about 15-ish on a wind chill. 10, Morehead City. Whew, cold stuff. Double deuce on the thermometer, feels like 10 if you're walking along the coast this morning or anywhere down over Carteret County through the beaches. All right, the cold weather advisory in effect for another 2 hours through 10 a.m. this morning. That's everybody. The Weather Service doesn't just throw these out there. When they put out the cold weather advisory, there's good reasoning behind it. Bundle up, run out, get the car running, get the cabin heated up, getting into that dangerous territory with those wind chills in the single digits this morning. It's not just us, it's a bunch of us. From Buffalo, New York, the entire state of Pennsylvania, southwestward through just about all of Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky. Just a massive chunk of real estate. Freezing advisories, cold weather advisories or cold weather warnings, the dark blue. And then those wind chill advisories down to the south. Even into Florida, those folks down there are shivering big time this morning. Morning lows, the next 7 mornings, 20 on average, maybe 18 on average every morning inland. Beach is about 5 above those numbers. Next 7 to 10 nights, frigid. Lows in the teens and 20s as we protect our homes, our cars, our neighbors, keep the faucets dripping. This cold air is going to seep in to a lot of places it usually doesn't get, and that's going to make for or exacerbate potential issues that we talk about. You're really getting tested to the max, all these systems. Get those pipes well insulated, recover any of those outdoor spigots, pets inside. No water outside the next many nights. Everything's going to be frozen. Nothing to drink out there. And be safe with the heaters. Obviously, those space heaters, don't deviate from those instructions. Be very careful. And check in on your neighbors. Be a good neighbor. Make sure everybody's doing okay. The satellite radar out the door. And again, we're clear. Clouds off the coast. Pretty much staying out there for the next several days until we get into Friday. Air temps, upper teens, inland we'll call it. Low to mid 20s on the coast. There's our winds at 5 to 10, resulting in the wind chill values again around 10 to the north, around 15 on the coast. Whew, it's cold numbers. Afternoon high upper 30s, and the wind chill value lags by 5 to 10 degrees through the day today. And tomorrow, that southwest breeze this afternoon, it doesn't last. Typically when I see south on the wind, I'm thinking we're going to get warmer. If it would last for a few days, we would, but look at that. Right back to the north tomorrow. No warming numbers. In fact, very similar numbers tomorrow. Maybe a little bit higher. A little less wind tomorrow will help a bit. There's your wind chill tracker. 10 now, low 30s later. 15 tomorrow morning, mid 30s tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be every day. Similar numbers to what I just showed you. The big map, the cold air, continues to steamroll down across the northern U.S. to the southeast and just locked in out there, pitching stakes for a while. Let me get you to the weekend. Watch this low trying to form. Thursday, sunny and cold. Friday, clouds start to build. Late Friday into the overnight, maybe a few snow showers. And then Saturday, if this data I'm showing you verifies, that's snow over us Saturday afternoon into the overnight. I've got another, what I consider to be a very good weather model that says this will be more Sunday than Saturday. So there's still a lot of work to be done here. And some of the data says it'll stay off the coast. Keeping an eye, fine-tuning the forecast. I know one thing, the air is much colder with this one, and that means if we do get it, it'll be primarily snow this time. We're not dealing with the freezing rain, the sleet, the ice, and all that. Snow, and cold winds I should have put on there as well. Accumulations certainly possible if things continue to look like they're going to come together. And again, we're not calling it a done deal yet, but leaning towards that possibility. Cold 8-day, folks. Bitter cold 8-day. Upper 30s for highs, mid to upper 30s, and then the lows around 20 every night. And again, the weekend, we're not locking in on anything yet. I highly advise you don't get fixated on a certain detail and lock in on it. Going to be shifting on the timing, shifting on the potential impacts. If we get real lucky, the storm gets a little further off the coast and keeps the bulk of that precip out there. But right now, the trend is more towards the coast over the weekend.
Okay, got it. Well, thank you for all of those updates,
Sure.
Jim. And thank you all for joining us this morning. Just also want to say good morning to Kim and Bay down in our Facebook comments. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Please stay warm out there, layer up, bundle up. It's really chilly out there.
Yeah, I wish I could say I see the end of it, but I don't
Yeah.
for a while.
All right, well, have a good one, everyone.
Take care.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.